For the gamers who love games, why wait for greatness? Xbox One is here. What's going on, guys? Bryce360 here for your gaming news and entertainment all around you. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about who I am as a YouTuber and what content I try to provide to you. So if you guys don't know, or if you're new to my channel, you come to my channel, I'm Pro Xbox. The information that I provide to you is not necessarily fact. It's sometimes opinion. But I typically am not going to just lie about the things that I say regarding a different console, specifically like the PlayStation. I may give my opinion and my thoughts, joke around about it, even like upload funny pictures, but it's really just for entertainment. I don't discourage Sony fanboys from coming to my site. If you want to leave a dislike, I'd prefer to have you leave a comment as well. It's kind of frustrating as somebody that uploads videos on YouTube and spends time to do that, just get a dislike and not get some sort of response. So I wanted to explain to you why I actually prefer, or you may be wondering why I'm pro Xbox. In general, it's just because I prefer the games on Xbox. I've always been a really big Halo fan. I love Gears of War. I love the multiplayer experience, and as well as the features that come with the Xbox. Somebody that is just likes entertainment, being able to use the features of the Xbox One, I just find better than the PS4. Does it mean that I think the PS4 is completely trash? No, I think it's actually pretty good hardware, but you know, the features and the games that come on that console just don't interest me. Some people may ask, you know, would I ever consider buying a PlayStation? Most likely not, especially this generation. I don't think it's really necessary to own multiple consoles. You know, there may be one or two games that could possibly come out on the PlayStation that I may be interested in, but it wouldn't really warrant me to buy one. I mean, I may just catch it on a Twitch stream, but do I really need to play it? And would it be, you know, be that must-own game that I need? Probably not. Most of the titles that I've seen come out on PlayStation, you know, some of them are really good, like The Last of Us, even though it was an old last-gen title. That's a great game, but it's, to me, like a one-time playthrough. I really prefer, like, multiplayer games because I can kind of, you know, be interactive with the community. I can talk and play with friends. It has a better feel to me, you know. And don't get me wrong, I've owned other PlayStations. I've owned the PlayStation 1, the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 3, but they all just kind of sat. I mean, other than the PlayStation 1 and 2, the PlayStation 3 definitely didn't get the use that I wanted it to. And mainly because of the Xbox, the features that came with the Xbox. You know, I get way more social interaction. It feels like when I'm on the PlayStation, I sort of just, you know, I don't have a lot of friends. And maybe that, you know, that could be my fault, you know, maybe because I'm more in preference to the Xbox. So I don't get as much, you know, people don't kind of click to me as the way the Xbox does, because I can try to actually talk more, you know, about the Xbox, because I just like it more. It's more exciting. They got the new Upload Studio 2.0, and especially for somebody that likes to upload YouTube videos and show you guys content, there's just a lot of features and things you can do. I don't really want to spend a lot of money on this huge setup of like video editing software and stuff when I can actually do it on my Xbox and it's free. You know, I have small editors that I do, but you know, those are all free. And not have to spend all that for just something I do as a hobby. You know, maybe if I considered on like making some sort of money off of this, then we could go that route. But just for an entertainment and making it a fun experience, I definitely prefer the Xbox because of the features. The next thing I wanted to go over was my gaming background. So I started way back when Texas Instrument was out, and I actually remember playing a game where you were on the top of a mountain and you'd have to ski your way down and dodge trees and obstacles and not get hit by anything and try to get as far as you could down to the bottom of the mountain. That was actually a really fun game. I remember using the keyboard. You know, we didn't really have controllers too much back then. And other games that I liked also playing on that was like Dig Dug. That was a really fun game. Probably play it today. It was just really fun. Then I moved myself up to an Atari 2600, and I played games like Berserk and even played ET, even though that game was trash. But you know, that was pretty fun. And then there was Pole Position. That was pretty cool back in the day. I mean, man, for it's kind of funny too because like when I go from a background of playing games that look like that to today, you really start to realize like gameplay is, you know, I remember having just as much fun experiences then as I do today, and the graphics are completely different today. I mean, people complain about graphics that look, you know, nearly real today versus something that's just a few you know, it was like blocks on the screen. It was just, but the experience is really fun. Of course, I played like Pac-Man and stuff like that as well. And then I moved into like Nintendo. So Nintendo really changed it for me as a console gamer. I used to go over to my friend's house and we'd play things like Eight Eyes because it was like multiplayer games. There was a lot of like these types of multiplayer games at Nintendo that I really enjoyed that you don't really get from you know, like the newer consoles like the Xbox One or the PS4, where a lot of those games are either not split screen or they're just not two-player games where you can play together. Or if they are, they're like, you know, you need two consoles and you're online playing instead of like together on the same console. I sort of miss that because, you know, it's nice to, you know, be able to play with family and friends. And that's why I think I really enjoyed IDAR because you can kind of get a group together and do all that, and it makes it really fun. I also played games like Bubble Bobble. And that's another like two-player type game where like you're like these little dinosaurs and you go around and you shoot bubbles and you have to capture monsters in these bubbles and then you pop the bubbles and it kill the monster and then you get like these power ups and at you know when you get so far in the map then you shoot these bosses with lightning bolts. That game was really fun. I mean, I literally like went through every single level. We got through even the bonus levels, and we do it all. I mean, we challenged each other so much that we would do it on one life. And if you guys have ever played Bubble Got Bobble, that's a really hard game, especially when you get in the higher levels. And to do that on one life, and every time like we would die, we would just completely start over. And I just remember those experiences. There was like things like Kung Fu Heroes. And then I played like Castlevania, which was really fun back then. Of course, like Final Fantasy and so forth. Then I kind of moved into, like, you know, there was like Sega, you know, there was like the Sega Genesis. Remember Alter Beast, Strider. Strider was really cool. And I think that was really cool that they brought that back to the Xbox One. I really enjoyed that game. And then, of course, Super Nintendo. You got Super Mario World, Donkey Kong, you know, Country, which is a really fun game. My Super Nintendo experience, you know, there is a lot of good games on there that I enjoyed. I think I had more of an experience with the Nintendo era, but there definitely was some good stuff. Of course, I had like the GameCube. The main game that I actually played on the GameCube was Phantasy Star Universe. I think that's what it's called. Maybe Online. I think it was Phantasy Star Online. I used to play online with that because it was like one of the main online type games. That actually coincided with the Sega Dreamcast because I was playing that with the Sega Dreamcast as well. But I remember like modding weapons, getting like duplicated weapons and dropping those items, and they call them like God Armor and stuff. It was really fun, a little bit of a different experience, and I'm kind of disappointed because that game, like when it reached Xbox, they really made it very difficult to get items and stuff, and you're paying a subscription too on top of it, so it just made it worse. And then I, you know, of course, had a PlayStation. I remember like the Resident Evils, like Resident Evil 1, really, really good game. I had a lot of fun with that. There's a lot of other good games on the PlayStation. Back then, I did play Gran Turismo and all that, which was cool. Like, it's kind of funny because, like, I remember Gran Turismo being a really, really good racing game. And then I go back and see the graphics today, and I'm like, wow, those graphics are really bad. And even though it doesn't always mean something for graphics, but when you're playing a racing game, let's be real. Like, you want the most realistic graphics. It's different. if it's like, you know, some sort of like platform type game, maybe like Bubble Bobble, like if it's not so updated, that's okay. But like a racing game, you want it as real as possible. And you know, going back and playing the PlayStation game of that, it was pretty bad. And then of course I got into the PlayStation 2. I remember like I can't remember the name of this game. I should have probably looked these up, but it was a game. It was only like literally like you could beat the game in like 10 minutes. Mostly it was like this cut schemes, and you were like this boxer guy, and it was like I think it was like one of the first games on PlayStation 2 that they came out with. I wish I remember the name. I'll have to check into that and put that in the description. So, or actually on the comment section. And then there was, you know, other types of games like Street Fighter and stuff that I like on the PlayStation. Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy VII, really good games. I really enjoyed those. I love Final Fantasy. I can't wait to see Final Fantasy 15 on the Xbox One. And I might have to retract a little bit here because I did say that I was never going to buy a PlayStation 4. If Final Fantasy 15 was exclusive to the Xbox One, I'm sorry, to the PlayStation 4, I would buy a PlayStation 4. Like, I would have an Xbox One and buy a PlayStation 4 for that game. That's like the one game, like, if it wasn't going to Xbox, then I would buy it. I mean, definitely buy the PlayStation 4 for that. But since the Xbox has gotten most of the exclusives over the years, and there's only, like, some titles that I'm just not really interested in on the PlayStation, I probably wouldn't go that route. And now we're going to get into the Xbox. So the original OG Xbox. Now this is probably my most memorable console of all time. And it only took one game to do it. Like, I remember, like, waiting, literally. Because I was looking up. I got Halo, the Master Chief. I'm sorry. Master Chief. I got Halo Combat Evolved. Like, before the Xbox was launched. Like, literally, I got it a week before because they sold Halo Combat Evolved before the Xbox even came out, and I was waiting. I could even buy a controller, those huge, giant, big, bulky controllers. Like, I actually did like at the time. You could buy one of those as well. So, like, and I saw the commercials for Halo, and I said, man, this game looks really fun, and it looks and, you know, and at that time, we didn't really think about, oh, is this game not going to live up to the hype? It wasn't about that. It was just like what we saw, and that's what it was going to be. So I finally get an Xbox. I actually wait in line. I camped out in front of a Target and waited, like, all night for this thing. Like, I was the first person in line. I had, like, a free gaming chair. And I get the Xbox, I take it home, you know, I set it all up. Man, this thing looks huge, but it looks amazing to me. It's a giant friggin' green logo right in the middle. The thing was massive. It was awesome. And I pop in Halo, and I play this game, and I'm like, and I start going through it, and it blew my mind. I mean, it was the best looking console game I've ever seen. I really didn't have a really good PC, and even better than a PC game to me. I mean, it looked phenomenal. I mean, I remember, like, going through the terrain, looking at the grass. I'm like, that's grass. Well, obviously, today it doesn't look good like that, but back then, to me, the way I perceive things is that looked like it blew everything out of the water. And, like, I just fell in love with Halo. I literally had, like, we had 4 Xbox Ones, or I'm sorry, Xboxes, OG Xboxes in the house, system linked because it wasn't online Halo for Halo 1 at the time. And we would have, like, a party of friends, and we'd have 4 players on each Xbox, 16-player system link Halo 1 playing the maps. And it was just the most fun that I've ever had on the original Xbox. The cycle for the Xbox didn't last very long, but I do remember, of course, Xbox Live being introduced, and then Halo 2, where you could play online, which just took it to another level. I mean, it was really fun because then we didn't have to go swinging our consoles to our friends. Even though we'd still do it, we wouldn't go swinging our consoles to our friend's house, and we could play across on Xbox Live, and it just seemed, since it was, you know, we were on high-speed internet, it was just really taking off, that it was really, really fun. And then, of course, I get the Xbox 360. So, of course, the launch titles. There were some good titles, like they had the Perfect Dark Zero, which was okay. I mean, it wasn't the best. And then they had Cameo. I actually like Cameo. Some people kind of diss on it, but I thought it was a really cool game for its time. But the thing that I was really waiting for was Halo 3. Halo 3 had probably one of the biggest launches, like for people waiting outside for this game. This game was huge. I mean, millions of players jumped on. It was just incredible. I mean, there was a huge line of people. I got on it. The graphics were all brand new. I mean, it was so fun. It just took Halo to the next level. I mean, they introduced bubble shields and everything. It was just an amazing title. And then, of course, there's Halo 4. And then they had some other small Halos like Halo Reach. I actually do like Halo Reach. And then Halo, they had Halo ODST. I didn't really care for ODST. I actually didn't really play Halo 4 a lot, but I did started playing it on the Master Chief Collection, and I actually think it's a pretty decent Halo. Some people really bag on that Halo. It's different, and I'll get into Halo 5 in a minute, but that definitely, I actually didn't mind it at all. It was actually a pretty good Halo. I haven't gotten through the whole story yet, so I can't say about the story, but definitely the multiplayer seemed okay. I mean, it wasn't too bad for that. And, of course, can't forget Gears of War. Amazing game. And I can tell you right now, like the first time I took that chainsaw and just chainsawed a player in half, it was like the best experience. It sounds really gruesome, but like it just felt like a very tactical. It was like one of the most tactical, strategic type, like third person type action games to play. And then even playing the story, like the story was phenomenal. I mean, there was just a lot of things I remember about that game that just it was awesome. Yeah, I wouldn't I definitely, if they made another Gears of War collection or something like that, I would probably buy it. Like I got it on those. Even I liked all the Gears. I didn't play Gears of 4. I heard actually it was like after Gears 3. I don't know if it was called 4. It was a different Gears side of Gears, but I heard that one wasn't that great. But definitely Gears 1, 2, 3. They were really really good titles. So then there was other small titles too. But I'm not going to get into all those, but. Then there was the Xbox One. So of course, like having like this amazing experience on the original Xbox, then going to the 360 and continuing to have that amazing experience. Of course, people are going to talk about the red ring, but that didn't really affect me too much. And through the whole 8-year cycle that the Xbox have had or longer, like I've had several Xboxes, not because of red rings, but I've upgraded, maybe got the Slim, that sort of thing. But now we're going to move into actually the Xbox One now. So the Xbox One, on my experience from the other consoles, like it included, of course, some of the features weren't there, but it included like I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to innovate. I knew they were going to continue to update. And they've actually updated more than I thought they were and go farther than what I thought they were. Than the previous generations. Like, they're really updating this like on every month, which is amazing. So we're getting constant updates. You get the Snap features, you get all these different features, and then on top of that, you can game with it. And then sure they claim that the PS4 has slightly higher GPU and all that, but the Xbox One, to me, like I said before, is just, it has everything. And they call it the all-in-one because it is. It's like everything you can do. I can use my YouTube. I can do everything that I want. Play games, Snap, Party, all that stuff, and even take it on the go on my mobile device with the Windows 10 coming out. All these exciting things coming out. Then I play Halo 5 Beta. I love Halo 5 Beta. That game is amazing. Like that is that brings me back to the original Halo, but of course modern. Like this game to me is amazing. I like the fast-paced movement. It's really twitch. You're quick. I mean, it's a really nice feel. I can't wait. I mean, I really miss that the beta's gone now, but I know that the full game is gonna be awesome. Like. It's like Halo 2, but it's just way better. I mean, it's up to modern standards. Like some people say the sprint, they don't want it in there. You got to have sprint, man. Every other shooter has sprint. You got to have sprint. You feel too slow without it. And from me playing Halo 5 Beta and then going back to the Master Chief Collection and playing a game without sprint, it seems way too slow. And this game is awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait for the new Gears coming out. I can't wait to play Quantum Break. I'm already playing Sunset Overdrive, Forza Horizon 2. You know, and then, of course, third-party titles, Dying Light. Really good titles coming out. Final Fantasy 15 I'm excited for. There's just so many good titles to the Xbox. And, of course, Rise of the Tomb Raider, can't forget that. I mean, they, you know, they kind of changed the story up a little bit in the way it is. I really enjoyed it. I liked the last Tomb Raider, and this one I'm looking you know, really forward to it. So I kind of got into a little bit about like my gaming. So I don't know, you guys, the other thing I wanted to talk about, you know, this video is getting really long, is just, you know, I will continue to, you know, upload videos. I try to do it on a constant basis. You know, I've noticed that it does take a lot, and I want to put a little bit more effort into them. But I wanted to ask you guys, you know, if there's anything specific that you would like me to, you know, talk about. Like, I'll go over everything. Typically pro Xbox, you know, stuff. I don't want to really get into PlayStation. There's not a lot of stuff going on that side, but, like, that interests me. I'm sorry, I should probably be more specific. But, I don't know, just let me know. And, you know, please like, share, subscribe, you know, the normal stuff. And thanks for watching.